Welcome to New Sky TV Touching Moment, Wang Haozhen's heartfelt confession to Zhai Yiying backstage. ZZ, you are the only one in my heart. At that moment, there were no spotlights, no stage effects, only the dim backstage lighting and the rapid yet restrained beating of his heart. The noisy world seemed to be muted, and time seemed to stand still. Wang Haozhen stood at the end of the backstage corridor, his gaze firm yet tender, and standing before him was Zhai Yiying, the girl who had captivated countless viewers, and the only one who occupied his entire gaze at that moment. Some say that true affection never needs fanfare. There was no shower of roses, no deliberately arranged romantic scenes. Wang Haozhen simply stood there quietly, his voice low yet clear. ZZ, you are the only one in my heart. A short sentence, yet like a pebble thrown into a lake, stirred ripples in Zhai Yiying's heart and left a lingering echo in the hearts of those around her. Backstage was busy, staff coming and going, but in those few seconds, the world belonged only to the two of them. Zhai Yiying was slightly taken aback, as if she hadn't expected him to be so direct and so earnest. She didn't respond immediately, but simply looked up at him, her eyes reddening, yet the corners of her mouth unconsciously turning upwards. It was a moment of being cherished, of being formally chosen, a genuine emotion that no sweet words could replace. Looking back on their collaboration, many would find that their tacit understanding was never achieved overnight, but rather gradually accumulated through countless rehearsals and exchanges of glances. On screen, they were full of tension. Off screen, they always maintained restraint and respect. It was precisely for this reason that this backstage confession was so moving, not impulsive. It wasn't a gimmick, but a steadfast conviction refined over time. Wang Haozhen's confession wasn't an actor's exaggerated expression, but a sincere and earnest confession tinged with nervousness. His hands clenched slightly, yet his tone remained remarkably steady, as if stating a fact long held in his heart. At that moment, he was no longer the dazzling leading man on stage, but simply an ordinary man willing to take responsibility for his feelings. Zhai Yiying's reaction made the scene even more real and tender. She didn't say much, only softly uttering, "I heard you," which spoke volumes. Understanding sometimes doesn't need explanation, a response doesn't necessarily have to be dramatic. That subtle unrestrained emotion resonated more deeply with the most moving image of love in Eastern narratives. The news caused an instant online frenzy. Some marveled at adult romance, while others exclaimed, "So sweet it makes my heart ache." But more important than the external discussions was their genuine emotion, a moment that belonged only to them. In an era where traffic reigns supreme, seeing such an unpretentious, uncommercialized moment is rare in itself. Perhaps no one can give a definite answer to what the future holds. But at least that backstage night, Wang Haozhen spoke the most resolute words in the most sincere way, and Zhai Yiying, with her silent yet gentle gaze, gave him the most weighty response. Some moments are destined not to be erased by time, because they originate from the heart and touch the soul. In a plot interwoven with suspense and fantasy, the emotional arc of this pair is like an undercurrent, outwardly restrained, inwardly turbulent. Wang Haozhen's performance is as steady and powerful as ever. He skillfully uses his eyes and subtle body language to convey emotions. A pause, a glance back, and the audience can understand the character's inner struggles and obsessions. And when his gaze falls on Zhai Yiying, that focused, Zuyu's gentle demeanor requires almost no dialogue. Her emotions flow naturally, as if the cause and effect were already written outside the story. Zhai Yiying, on the other hand, infuses the character with a soul-like warmth. She not only portrays the sweetness and warmth of a young girl but also showcases inner resilience and growth in key plot points. Faced with suspenseful mysteries and life-altering choices, her eyes gradually shift from initial innocence and helplessness to resolute clarity, displaying distinct layers and a highly convincing emotional progression. It is precisely this sweet but not cloying, gentle yet strong acting quality that not only moves the audience but also creates a deeper resonance with the character's fate. It is worth mentioning that the emotional coordination between the two in their scenes together is a significant plus. Whether it's a close-up whispered dialogue or a silent gaze across a chasm of fate, they accurately grasp the rhythm of emotions, filling the scenes with tension. Many viewers commented, "They don't need to deliberately be sweet, just standing there is already incredibly sweet." This kind of love expression, stemming from tacit understanding rather than formulaic plotting, is precisely the rarest and most touching aspect in today's drama market. As the plot unfolds, the suspense twists and turns, the fantasy elements are revealed layer by layer, and the love undergoes trials and tribulations. Sweetness is the gentle glow within the sugar, heartbreak is the unwavering devotion even under the weight of fate. As all the mysteries gradually piece together, the audience discovers that this is not just a work about suspense and fantasy, but also an emotional experiment about trust, choice, and the ultimate love. Wang Haozhen and Zhai Yiying are the most crucial and captivating answers in this experiment. This is why this acting like lovers is so precious. The temperament between Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen isn't a deliberate match, but a natural fusion born from shared emotional resonance, one gentle and reserved, a lively and flexible pair, seemingly different in style, yet they complement each other perfectly in their scenes together. Viewers can clearly feel that they aren't just performing a character's relationship, but rather gradually building an emotional world with genuine emotions compared to the more formulaic pairings of the past. This couple brings the breath of life into the frame. There are no overly forced intimate scenes, yet they repeatedly touch the heart in the details, a casual approach, a hesitant expression of concern, a subconscious glance back, all create the illusion that this is what lovers should be like. It is precisely this relaxed and unpretentious performance that gives their emotional scenes a high degree of credibility. Therefore, more and more viewers are beginning to look forward to their next encounter. Whether it's a modern drama, a suspenseful romance, or a more challenging one. In ensemble dramas, the mere presence of two actors on screen seems to imbue the story with tension and emotional depth. For viewers, this pairing offers more than just a fleeting novelty, it represents a potential duo worth watching long-term. If they were to collaborate again in the future, they could unlock more mature and profound emotional expressions, delivering truly outstanding works. From an industry perspective, the pairing of Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen also possesses rare versatility. They don't rely on a single type of sweet romance filter, but rather can freely switch between different emotional intensities in the plot, restrained in sweetness, measured in heartbreak, and emotionally charged yet controlled when the climax arrives. This versatility makes them not only suitable for short-term buzz but also possesses long-term value that can be repeatedly validated by the market. More importantly, both actors possess a certain audience appeal. Wang Haozhen's his stability and sense of security make viewers believe his deep affection isn't just a prearranged plot. Zhai Yiying's vivacity and sincerity give the character a tangible warmth. When these two qualities overlap on screen, viewers don't experience the forced sweetness, but rather a slowly pervasive emotional resonance that becomes increasingly captivating. This is precisely why the discussions sparked by this pairing have long since transcended the plot itself. Whether they will collaborate again, whether they will challenge themselves with more complex relationship settings, or even whether they can become long-term partners, have all become topics of great interest to viewers. It's foreseeable that whenever they appear together again, the buzz and anticipation will rise simultaneously. What truly sustains this popularity isn't marketing gimmicks, but rather an unreplicable sense of authenticity, a power that makes people believe in the story and willingly remain emotionally engaged. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.